Education is
Hmm.
is the main pillar for everything, for who I am now, for my business, for what I do. It's everything I have. I always use my platform, which is the Instagram, to also spread awareness. Something changed about my personality. How to value things in life, how to prioritize things in life after you lose your health and you have it back.
So today I have a new guest, and her name is Alaa Abdulsamad. I saw her on Instagram, on my feeds, actually, to be honest. I didn't tell you this. My feeds teaching English. And she was super interesting because she published a book regarding business in English. And I found this super interesting because I thought maybe she's not a native speaker of English, and she published a book about learning English. So that's why I said, no, I have to interview her because that seems to be interesting. So before we continue, maybe you could introduce yourself.
My name is Alaa Abdulsamad. I'm originally from Syria, Homs city in specific, and I've been here in the US for 7 years. I studied English literature and I've been teaching English since I was 18. So yeah, I moved here and I have one daughter. Her name is Mira, and I teach English through now my own business, my platform, Instagram.
Interesting. The interview is more an interview as it's a podcast. So that's why I'm going to interview more about your past. And I continue, or I start with the first question. How was your childhood?
My childhood, it was phenomenal. I love my childhood, and my followers always know that if I have any opportunity, I would talk about my childhood. I think it was very simple, full of love, tenderness, security. Like truly love everything about it. And whatever I see now, because I'm an immigrant now in the US and I haven't been to Syria since 2013, and because I'm so attached to my childhood, so whenever I see something or I smell something or sometimes you eat something, it really transports me back to my childhood. At some point, I feel I'm really stuck in the past in that phase. I really like it.
How's the relationship with your parents?
With my parents, it's amazing. I have a really very strong bond between me and my parents. They're very they're very loving parents. They did their best raising us, and it's like a friendship. They've always been there for us. We're three girls, and I feel like my parents were really educated, where they nourished us with all the values like self-love, confidence, how not to. I feel when I look back now and I think how my dad or my mom raised us, I really feel that his way of dealing with us is like he wants us to rely on ourselves. He wants us to tell us that we can achieve anything we want in life. We just have to work hard. So yeah, I really, really love the way they raised us as parents. They were really educated.
Are they in the US too, or are you alone?
No, they're in Egypt. When the war started, we moved to Egypt, and they stayed there since then. Yeah, and I haven't seen them since then as well.
Egypt is nice. I love Egypt.
I love Egypt. I lived there for 7 months. It was amazing.
Is Cairo or outside
Cairo.
Cairo? Okay,
Cairo.
cool. So this is a big question for everyone actually. How's the relationship with money?
It's always been, when I think about money, it's always been like, sorry, it's just a means of, making ends meet, a means of getting what we need in life. I've never thought about money like to live a luxury life, or no, because I come from the middle class family, not very wealthy, not poor. So yeah, money for us, for my parents, is just a means of making ends meet and living. So, but after I hit my 30s, I feel my perspective about money has shifted in a way where now I think like, when you get older, you have more responsibilities on your shoulders. So I feel now I'm thinking of saving money to have a comfortable life when I get older. You need more money for security purposes, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel now I need to save money for maybe buying a house to feel stable when I get older, or I need to save money to as a backup for my business, because I have my own business and I want to grow my own business. So yeah, it shifts when we grow up. It's not only about getting what we want. We use money to get what we want. It's for like saving and how to use the money.
It's interesting what you said. I just want to ask you something which I didn't write, which I didn't tell you, is are people advantaged if they have money?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it depends on the people.
Because
I
there's
feel
so many free knowledge and free things online and in the world too, in any country. Are people advantaged?
Yeah, but we need both, right? I feel like, yeah, we need both in order to use money and our resources of education to achieve what we want, or to make a good use of money that we have.
And what are the advantages of not having money?
It depends if you have something other than money. So yes, for example, if you have education, you can really use your education to at least do what you love, to teach people, to have a good, decent job, right? But when you have money, you may think of having your own school, right? And not to teach, maybe to have teachers to teach, and to grow your business more. But yeah, as I told you, money is a means, but when you have more money, that's really better for growing your business.
Yeah. Okay. I jumped into the next question. What are you afraid of?
Afraid of? Well, in general, I'm afraid of the future. I don't know, that sounds maybe like what? Future? Because for me, based on my experience, life experience, I went through a lot and I'm going through a lot. And sometimes when you think that your life is going to go this way, but it goes completely the other way. And sometimes in harsh way. So you don't expect that this is happening to you, or you're going to go through this, whether it was something related to health issues or financial issues or relationships. So, and I feel like regarding my age, I went through a lot. So I always have that fear inside me, like, what's next? What's going to happen to me? Am I going to be okay? This is how I feel. And I feel at some point this is not good to feel this way. I think I need help, like a therapist, to just direct my mindset, because I don't think we should think this way. But yeah, I have fear of the future. And as immigrant, and I think that's very typical for all immigrants who are away from their parents and they can't see them, I'm always afraid to hear something like bad news. Whenever they call me, I'm like, are you okay, please? Especially when they call you in times that you don't expect the phone call. So when they call, the first thing you say, is everyone okay? They always think I'm crazy because I'm overthinking and so imaginative, why are you thinking there's something bad? But yeah, so I always feel afraid to hear bad news about my family. And the third big fear I would say that I have is I'm a mom of a daughter who has special needs. I feel worried about my daughter. What if something happens to me? Who's gonna take a good care of her? Because we really know we're the only people who know how to deal with our kids, special need kids. So I feel like I don't know what's gonna happen if something happens to me. So sometimes I say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created her, He's gonna take a good care of her, I'm sure. But it's not gonna be easy if someone else has to take care of her, for example. So yeah, that's my fear.
If you were not afraid of anything, what would you do?
Not afraid of anything. What would I do? I would do all the things that I'm afraid of. For example, let's say I am so timid person. I'm not very courageous. I don't take risks. So maybe I would do all the activities that I'm afraid to try. I would like to try skydiving, bungee jump, scuba diving, all these stuff and risky activities. And I look at people who do these stuff like, oh my God, they're so courageous. So yeah, I might do these risky activities, for example, because I wouldn't. Or maybe if I want to be silly, I would say having a cat or a dog, because I'm so scared of even being in the same room with a pet. So I would love to break that fear and have animals, but I'm so scared.
Does your anxieties, or do your anxieties are related with your childhood?
Oh yeah, big time. My mom, my mom transferred that because she's so scared of cats specifically. And unfortunately, she didn't hide that when we were young. So it was so obvious, like, we saw our mom, how she's so scared of cats. She couldn't hold herself whenever she saw a cat in the street. So I think, yeah, I took that from my mom, after my mom. Yeah, unfortunately.
Next question. In what ways has your background in education influenced your approach to entrepreneurship and vice versa?
Oh, my education
Hmm.
is the main pillar for everything, for who I am now, for my business, for what I do. It's everything I have. As I mentioned at the beginning, that I started working when I was 18, so when I was still in college. So I have almost like more than 17 years of teaching experience, and I taught in different schools, like in Syria and different cities, and then in Saudi Arabia and in the
Wow.
US. Each school and each like city has its own, I would say, like school policy and curriculum and all
Hmm.
that strategies, approaches of teaching. So I feel I surrounded myself, like my career. This is what I learned from my parents. My career is number one for me. So I really surrounded myself with English, with education, with knowing how to deal with kids, because most of my experience was teaching kids. So, and
Hmm.
I really love the psychological part. Why did the child say that? How should I react when the child says this? Why did he behave in this way?
Hmm.
So into my career, like for the past 17 years. So, and I think it pays off, right? When you put all your education and what you learned in your own business. So, yeah.
How do you stay updated with trends and innovations in both the education and business sectors?
Nowadays, I feel it's not very important to get all the information you want. Like seriously, technology nowadays is like mind blowing. Like you can find, if you want even to start your own business and you don't know where to start from, you just go to AI and you ask the question and you get a full plan and a study for your business. And I feel so you can easily now get the information you want,
Hmm.
using technology, even books, connections. If you have good connections with like educated people, like people, of course, they are related to your career and your field of study. I don't feel it's hard nowadays.
I'm very interested because you seem very interesting because your page is full of like what I got from you right now is that you are introverted more than extroverted. And
Mhm.
when I see you on the page, it's like, whoa, what a confident lady, on the page who teaches English. And when you talk right now, speak right now about your past and about what your anxieties are, I'm astonished. It's like, no,
Are you, in other words, you're confused, right?
I'm a bit confused right now. Yeah, it's like, what the hell? Like, who is she right
I
now?
know. I know. And this is when when I have my lessons with my students, we always talk about such things.
Yeah.
So they feel so shocked when I tell them that in my childhood, I was that student who sits in the first desk. And when the teacher asks a question, especially in English, where I'm sure I know the answer deep inside, but I don't dare to raise my hand. Can you imagine? And I know that no one raises his hand. I should take that chance to raise my hand and to show the class and teacher that I know the answer, but I don't dare to do it. I'm so timid. I used to be, let's say, very timid. But since I started my Instagram page and being immigrant, like moving to a different culture and like meeting people who don't speak your language and all that, that all helped. So being immigrant, starting my own business, which needs to be like very open and behind the camera and talk to people. Plus also having raising a daughter in a country where your family is not there and she has a special needs, you have to go and ask and get involved in things that you've never been through.
Hmm.
I think that all like shaped my personality, or let's say reshaped my personality to be more confident and not timid. But still I have that fear in some parts of my personality because of my childhood, I think. And maybe because I'm not working on it to fix it.
I think you're working. That's why you're trying to do your business with your books and with English. I think
I would never ever try to have a cat, for example.
I think you're aware of who you are, and you just want to take efforts of going out of your comfort zone. That's why you're doing your online business. I just got this impression right now. Next question. If money is guaranteed for life for you and your family and your generation after you, but the condition is you have to choose a job, what would it be?
Something that is very relaxing, doesn't need much effort. For example, maybe to have chain of hotels, or for example, Airbnb, where I have my property and I just rent my property to travelers. So yeah, it would be something like that, to have a property and rent it to people. That's something that brings money, doesn't need effort, and it's good to manage such a thing. But if I want to a little bit limit my dreams, it would be anything related to education. I love what I'm doing. I love my job. I love my field of study. So it would be something related to education. So let's say now I have my small business. I'm a teacher, but owning my own school, for example, to be a principal of the school, that would be nice, really nice. Yeah.
Miss Alaa in one word.
Alaa in one word. To be honest, it's a mix of patience, adaptable, and satisfaction. But if I have to choose one of these, it would be patience.
Nice. If you have your own heart in your hands, what would you advise it?
Maybe ask my heart to be more tough with people. I'm a very easygoing person and I hate it. I'm trying to do my best to change that, but sometimes, yeah, it worked for like in some cases, but I would love to be more like, to do things that please me versus please others. And also maybe to tell my heart not to lower my standards.
That's true. That's true, yeah. As you're doing online business, isn't it easier to please yourself? Because I'm working as a dentist outside, and sometimes it's harder to please myself, but it's easier to please others.
You mean regarding my own business, Instagram business?
And online business, yeah, teaching online.
I feel no. I feel my business, the Instagram business, my private lessons, my courses, it's the only thing that is for me perfect. That is perfect. Like I love what I'm doing. I feel I'm myself, and I give really all my time and effort in this, invest all my time and effort in this, because it's the thing that I would never ever feel that I'm pleasing others more than myself, I take what I give. This is how I feel when it comes to Instagram and followers and students. Yeah, I get what I give.
What is the best moment in your life?
I have to choose one moment.
Actually, yes, yeah, that's a question.
At the moment, I would say the best moment is releasing my book. And I feel it's something really allow me to take one moment and say that it is something that I'm proud of myself achieving. Why? Because for many reasons. Number one, because being like Syrian from Homs, immigrant, created a book that, inshallah, my aim is to help other immigrants or people still there and they lack resources, especially related to business. Like if they're gonna educate themselves things related to business, gonna be costly. It's not really, if they want to, enroll in courses.
Yeah.
It costs an arm and a leg for people, especially living there. Plus, I feel it's the information when I read the business books, I feel they're stuffed, lots of information. But I try to gather all the information that they really need when they go and immigrate to X country and look for a job. Like, what are the questions they're going to be asked in every job interview? What is the business language they have to use in the business? How to write like formal emails? Like, can you imagine? I studied English literature. I graduated, and I never learned how to write a formal professional email. Wow. Until I came here to the US, and I learned that by experience, by reading, by educating myself. yeah, so I try to do that, and inshallah, my aim is to help them. And why I'm proud of myself, because when I wrote that book, I told you I'm going through a lot. I went through a lot. So usually when I used to write the book, it's at the end of the day after I put my daughter to sleep, I just sit. So this book is written with mixed emotions. Sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, sometimes when my day was full of excitement or sadness, happiness. So all emotions were in that book. So yeah.
I interviewed fathers and mothers, and most of them said the birth of my daughter or the birth of my child was the best moment. And when you said best moment is publishing my book, I think that says a lot about your personality, is maybe how you feel of being introverted and doing something to prove yourself that you can do something. I think you always want to prove yourself, not others, prove yourself that you can do something. And that's really strange. You're still like on the path, like I want to prove myself. I want to prove myself for myself that I can do something.
And
like you normalize the birth of your daughter or something, and you were something you were like, it's good.
yeah, that's my question. Is it something good or not?
I think it's good. Like it's a good energy, like thinking, no, I'm myself, because everyone can be a mother. Everyone.
Exactly. This is what I was.
Anyone can be a mother. But I think just doing efforts for yourself and proving yourself for yourself, this is something way different. And as you're an English teacher, how do you think of my English? I never lived in the US. I was born and raised up in Germany. And so what do you think?
Oh my goodness. When you shared that with me, I was like, what? You need to go live with me to tell people how
Really?
you do. Because of course, like if you haven't shared that with me, I would say you're a native speaker. You were
Really?
raised in the US. Oh yeah.
Okay, sometimes I do struggle with the pronunciation of some letters, but okay, that's great. Thank you. Next question. Any regrets?
So let me, before I answer the new question, let me go back to when you said giving birth. As you said, yes, giving birth, everyone can, all women can give
That's
birth.
true.
But maybe I answered you things related to what I'm doing because I thought I have to share something about my career or something.
That's true too, yeah.
Yeah, but if I want to share something related to something else, I would share that I always use my platform, which is the Instagram, to also spread awareness, because my daughter has special needs, and we still, unfortunately, back in Syria, have that mentality. If I have a special need, I should hide it, keep it a secret, not tell people about it. Sometimes they don't show their kids to people. Can you imagine? But I try through my Instagram platform to show people, no, like, this is my daughter, that's her case, be careful, there are red flags. If this happens, you have to take your child to a doctor. And I also share with them her journey and how she improves, and when we go to the doctor, I show that, because I feel they're part of the community, they're part of that. You have to be proud of your children. So I try to do that, but so I try to do my best through this small platform. And so I'm proud of sharing that, because I have lots of moms who reach out to me and say, thank you for sharing that. You don't know how much you helped us. And they start asking questions because they see red flags on their kids. So yeah, I feel this is something that's why I tell you, I give all my effort to Instagram, because it's not only about teaching. I have really a good connection with the followers regarding other aspects of life.
Any regrets? Good question.
Of course. Yes, to be honest, yes. Although, I've heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they tell that we shouldn't regret decisions that we took, because that time when we took those decisions, this is our knowledge about the situation.
Your
this
mindset.
Is all my mindset showed us that this is the right decision that we have to take.
Yeah.
So that's why, and if we go back, by the way, we're going to choose the same thing.
Yes.
For me,
that's true.
Yeah, but for me, when do I regret my decisions is when I take decisions and I'm aware that what I'm doing is, I wouldn't say wrong, but what I'm doing is not going to be so beneficial for me. It might maybe serve others or be beneficial for others, but not me. And when I know that is wrong, but I keep doing it, I don't listen to my, to myself, my inner voice, and I just doing it. I regret these decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, every act has a consequence. Yeah, I try to, or I shifted already, alhamdulillah, my mindset about doing past actions. So the last question, what makes you you?
What makes me me? My level of education, my journey, my illness journey, because I got sick in 2014, and it was really like it was really difficult. So this also helped to be the new me. I feel like my personality has changed since then. Something changed about my personality. How to value things in life, how to prioritize things in life. After you lose your health and you have it back, you
Mm,
feel that lots of things like change, yeah, in your life and personality.
mm.
Also, I would say, yeah, being immigrant, my struggles and challenges that I went through, yeah, makes me current Ala.
I'm not going to add something else. It was interesting. I think I know you now, what your personality is. If you have any questions before we end, you can say something. If not, then we're done.
I want you to analyze my personality after we're done, but really lovely talking to you. And it was really amazing. And thank
Pleasure.
you so much again for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.